Hello, legends. Welcome back. Oh, Saphira. Jeez.
She likes to look outside the window. Look at you. Weird creature.
Hope you enjoyed that halftime show. Hope you had a good poop or pee if you needed to. I really hope you did. I really care about your bowel movements. I did.
It's important.
I had a pretty good one. Jurassic Qua! Hello, good friend. Welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the show. So, after that revolution to, how did you like the IDGAF? I love the IDGAF banner. It's fantastic. I will fly it proudly. Okay, so returning to the party after the revelation of somewhat ominous response to Karan's sending spell. Still at night. So what is everybody else liking to do? Dominicus, I assume you are kind of heading back to your own chamber as well. By at some point, kind of ending the night.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Dom would probably, knowing that obviously Corona's attempting to talk to his birth mother, he would probably stumble into Briar and Karan's room, like bloody, completely, like, you know, rags everywhere, shirts ripped and all of that, and just be like, you know, like just not even knock, just open the door and be like, did she answer?
I mean, we do lock the doors.
They are locked, yes. So you'd have to go pound, 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 knock, knock, knock.
Okay, then he would knock, yes.
Is that pounding my head or the door, Karan? I'm going back to bed. She knocks out.
I'll look over and like see that you're not like in a meditative trance state. You're like actually like trying to sleep on a bed right now. Like,
yep.
Like real deal. Like give kind of like a quizzical look, and I believe that's the door, but I'll get up and answer it.
Did she answer?
Surprisingly, yes. We'll speak in the morning. You look like you could use some rest.
Okay. And he's just
Trust
gonna
me.
turn around and start walking back to his room.
Okay. You head into your room. Are you gonna try to go to sleep, or are you just gonna kind of? Okay.
Yeah, just go to sleep.
So is everybody pretty much just going to sleep at this point? Okay.
Yep.
Asher, you feel kind of in a dream-like state almost. This kind of strange experience. Similar to that of when you're in your wild shape, kind of that essence of that feeling. And through kind of like just this natural transition from just your normal presence to that of a wild shape presence, you feel yourself with almost a loss of control, but the cognizance of an animal. You're kind of walking along a muddy trail, kind of sniffing the ground. And you feel kind of like this lighter energy of a wolf that is just kind of like happy-go-lucky and almost just like a wolf pup type thing. And you notice as you kind of like sniff around to the kind of like burnt earth and mix of mud along the trail as it kind of like rains. and you kind of look around and see the massive herd of humanoids that you are kind of trailing along with. And you kind of walk over to one who kind of like rubs you behind your ears. You smell anything, boy? And you kind of just... And you see him kind of look back from the way that the herd kind of marches along, and he kind of like grimaces. And then he kind of like turns to another one. We should make camp here. I don't think we can force the women and children to march much longer. The other one kind of leans in. I know it's hard, but I think we have to keep going. I don't think we've gained enough distance yet. And we know they don't rest. I know they don't rest. But we do, and we need it. We can't keep going on like this. Right. Then we're gonna set up camp. We need a large guard patrol. We'll put them a few miles ahead. They'll blow their horns if they're encroaching further. And then you in your kind of dog form, just looking up, kind of wagging your tail. A few moments pass, and they kind of set up the camps, and they send you off with another group. Kind of a group of men, kind of armed with whatever weapons they could gather. A few miles back from the way they came. And you kind of lay down, but like realizing you need to be alert, you kind of just kind of sniff around, but like kind of lay down, but just kind of like at an alert, just kind of ready, like not sleeping unless they sleep, keeping a watchful eye as the night progresses darker. And then the morning comes for you. And you awake back in your normal form. Back at the tavern as well. More of just a possession, embodiment of an animal somewhere else.
Asher's gonna lay in bed till he hears any of the people walking by, and as soon as someone walks by, he's just gonna go out and like grab them and yank them into the room and be like,
It'd probably be Rowan waking up early.
we need to have a talk with the party. I think I've seen the convoy. They're running away from somebody. We need to... There's something more going on here.
And so we tell the king. First thing. We should probably get everybody else up.
Yeah. And
then
go around, grab everybody, and bring them downstairs.
Okay.
And before I like leave I guess I'm out of my trance state, but before I actually get up for the day, I would send another message to Queen Elizabeth just to clarify something.
Mm-hmm.
Can you confirm what stayed Vath's hands, be it yourself or something else, And are you truly safe? For now.
Out of character, what exactly do you mean by what stayed his hand?
So I guess to put it bluntly, confirmation that she killed him, she had someone act on her orders to kill him, or was it something completely unrelated and she's actually referencing something else as far as I'm trying to keep my people alive, but he died because of other circumstances.
What has been done was for not only my people, but for the people of Eswent as well. The way that King Varth wanted this war fought only dooms us all.
Okay, and that would be the extent. So I guess I would
It's
probably
not necessarily confirming or denying that, like, hey, I killed the king.
That's fine. That's fine. But I'll send another message because I still want to gather, and it basically just to expand upon.
That she's safe.
Are you safe, or are you in a situation where you would need assistance sooner rather than later?
I have many strong allies. And of course, those that still see as the king did. We are doing our best to bring about the peace that is needed.
Then I'll pull the trigger on the last one. Or well, I technically have another one if I want to go above and do another side, but then remain safe and vigilant. If you have those that can send, have them try to send a message to the king. I will check back with you.
I am not yet certain if the king is aware of my line of communication with his council, but I believe the time is soon. I will reach out if need be.
And that will do that. I will get up. And I will look at Briar and I'll inquire. Are you actually like awake now? Like proper awake? Little groggy? Yeah.
Super awake.
Mm.
Good morning, Kieran.
Good morning.
Super awake.
Do you remember what you were messaging last night?
No, did I message my
wouldn't
dad?
know.
Oh no. What did I do?
Again, I'll point to I couldn't tell you. I don't pry unless I'm requested.
What did I say, Kieran? And she's gonna
Nothing.
panic cast Mage Armor on herself. I probably did some threats. I hope. Oh.
Maybe breakfast and gathering your thoughts.
Right. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, casting Mage Armor because she's just assuming she probably insulted people. Okay, let's go get the
Some
breakfast.
knock at the door.
It's probably one of those things where you're knocking at the door as I'm like opening the door and it's like, uh-oh. Good morning.
Breakfast?
Yes. Coming. I'll look back to you again.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Rowan is always on the dot. Super steadfast and reliable. She's just gonna start skipping behind.
I'm gonna.
I'll just smile and shake my head a bit as I walk forward.
Ron's just gonna walk down the hallway with Asher. Then to Dom's room. Knock on the door. Breakfast. We're heading down.
Alright, I'll be down in a minute.
Alright. And he's gonna keep walking.
Once we get downstairs, Asher's gonna find a secluded table away from pretty much everybody for this one.
Okay.
See Rowan going towards Old Reliable and like kind of grab his shirt and be like, no. Over to this booth.
Okay.
Seeing us move, her plans are changing, and Briar's gonna try to sit right next to Rowan when he sits down.
No, he's not gonna think anything of it. He's just gonna sit down. Fiddle with the utensils.
Dom's gonna make sure that he sits right beside Karan, and as soon as their butts hit the seats, he's gonna be like, okay,
It's morning
no
now. Come on.
what did she say?
To be honest, most of which I would like to discuss would probably be best suited for, well, chambers such as where the council summit was held. But she did respond. She is alive, and as well as can be.
Did you tell her about me? Does she know?
And her belief in you seems to be in line with why the king acknowledges you and supports you. What you represent.
Can
But-
you can you describe her voice?
I describe her voice.
It sounds a lot like a lot of other NPCs with this, like almost like this one person is doing multiple voices.
Hey, Blind, how does my voice sound for the Queen Elspeth?
She sounds a
She
person.
sounds hideous.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, just write letters. Don't
What are you
speak
wearing,
to
Queen Elspeth?
So what are you
Khakis.
wearing right now?
Khakis?
Khakis. She sounds.
She sounds
Um,
hideous.
I would probably say she sounds strong, yet kind. Person that you couldn't help but respect as both a leader and a mother. With
Thank
what
you.
little conversation we had, of course. Not only is it your pleasure and my pleasure, but there might be more to be had with what I've garnered. Again, we should seek audience. Discreet audience with the king and Kazrak.
So, that messaging thing, could you read my mind and see the people that I've met and then be able to message them?
Again, the only thing is I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that I'll be successful, and I can't guarantee that there won't be ramifications beyond what I've already suffered. Granted, it's not as profound as diving into someone's mind, but I can try. I suspect she was a success because of her position but I can't say. It's only speculation. But I am always willing to try for you. And anyone else for that matter, provided I can.
While they're having this super serious conversation, everyone's so engrossed, I would like to try to pick Rowan's pocket.
Okay, roll sleight of hand. Roll perception against it.
I'm gonna do my passive because I don't think Rowan would really be.
Actively guarding
Yeah.
yourself.
Sure.
Exactly.
So it's just against your passive as the DC.
14 plus
Ah,
1.
Okay.
Sleight
that's
of
it.
So 15 total.
Does Asher's 18 passive perception gather this?
Sure.
Briar, put it back.
You are a party pooper. Shut up, Asher. No one asked you.
What exactly are you trying to steal?
I'm just trying to steal anything. I'm practicing pickpocketing because I missed my dad.
Yes, I miss my dad.
Still give you a random item out.
I'm gonna say you probably picked up one of the improvised knives from
Okay.
when the
Oh yeah, the little sharp thing.
Okay.
they're little
Describe the
quite
sharpest
literal like pieces of shovel that he broke.
Broken shards of shovel.
Yeah.
Knife. Yes.
Well,
So
I think
speaking
Rowan
of-
would be more focused on the conversation than anything, and not really.
Speaking of people we've never met, I seen the convoy last night. It's hard to explain, but I heard them talking about something not sleeping, not resting. They're running away from something.
So they are fleeing.
They're fleeing from something that seems more dangerous than a line of soldiers. Whatever that is going to be. Saying they survive is probably going to give our side a run for their money.
That's just
Sure.
more reason to be the king again.
And soon. Should we let him know we're on our way after breakfast?
I can muster maybe one. Do you have a few to spare, Bree?
Well, I do, but I mean, if they're doing a proclamation today, they're probably gonna send someone for us either way. And if we go to the castle, it'll probably be fine. I don't think we should waste our resources, Caron. I did that the other day, regretted it. Apparently,
Agreed.
did that last night and regret it too.
We turn up and he's
What
unavailable.
happened last night?
I don't
I-
know. What
I
happened
wish
last
I
night?
could tell you.
Guess it's a mystery to us all.
Okay.
Ooh, pancakes.
Okay, so you guys enjoy a breakfast. Be just probably about a silver piece, anywhere from 5 copper to a silver piece for each person. Just for breakfast and drinkage, and then are you gonna head to the castle? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys make your way to the castle. The market stall's kind of setting up in the early morning hours. Most of them are already set up by this point in the time, or in the day, and they just kind of like bustling around in the market as usual as you guys make your way to the castle, and then hail the guards. They kind of check a list and see that you are confirmed for entry, essentially, and they kind of go through the still the typical. Oops, I just put somebody up on there on accident. And it was for like a millisecond. I accidentally pressed the button.
Whoa.
That's okay. You didn't see anything. Anyways, and it's somebody you haven't seen yet.
The fuck is that? Oh, I'm not muted.
It's nothing. Pay
Somebody
no
you
mind.
could have met. Anyway, it is. They go through it. If you're trying to sleight of hand anything, let me know, and you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to slide a hand my gauntlets.
Sleight of hand your gauntlets.
The ones you're wearing.
Yeah, I would say probably just no.
This is the perfect opportunity.
These aren't gauntlets,
Roll
these
a
are
key
hands.
stirring check.
I'm going to I'll take the little shiv that I stole from Rowan and like try to snake it. So we're really practicing our thievery
Okay.
now. I
Yeah.
miss my dad.
I'll try to
Someone's got
slide a
separation
hand my my great axe then.
Sleight of hand your
16.
great axe.
Yeah.
I would say
Not
again,
the
just
axe.
not possible.
The great axe.
Stop being a goober. I want to sleight of hand my elephant that I'm holding.
Sleight of hand my whole person.
Okay. Okay, so what was your roll on your sleight of hand?
A 16.
Okay. Yep, they don't notice. You have a shiv.
Ah! Who's the rogue now, Dad?
In your face.
Okay. You guys kind of make your way in. One of the guards kind of escorts you in. There's a lot heavier guard presence now. Just with all the other lords, you see the different guards and their different from their different respective councils or towns or whatever. But a lot more significantly, a larger just like palace or castle guard presence in the typical just plain Eswint garb. Just with all of
Olsen,
the more significant people in and about.
Could I make a perception check to see if people are like seeing me and kind of like whispering to each other as if gossip around the castle has started to spread? Maybe the word of obviously what had happened. Me
Roll
coming
perception,
out.
yeah. There's not a lot of like other like nobles and about. You see a few of them here and there, like from probably like the different houses of the lords and such, but it's mostly just like the guards. And then
Okay,
other,
yeah,
like,
that's good too. 22.
22, yeah. Most of them are kind of just like kind of boredly focused on their duty for the most part. But you see
Okay.
kind of one of them standing next to another who kind of like nudges the other one and is like glances that way, but then you seeing him do that, he kind of like, oh, I just got caught. But he was like trying to get the other guy's attention to say like, hey, that's the guy, kind of thing.
Dom's gonna stick right beside Rowan kind of the whole time and be like, seems like some people know already. Whispering to him.
It's gonna nod and say, word gets around fast. Yeah, I probably should start getting used to it, huh?
You're a fight.
Oh, I'm right here with you. We all are. Do we talk to the king first? Kazarak?
If they're not busy, sure. Could always see what Quell's doing too.
The guard kind of ushered you in, kind of takes you out to the courtyard where you're kind of used to being the different chambers, as far as the dining hall off to the left, that council meeting room far into the kind of like back right corner, and then the kind of secret meeting chamber room that you guys had conversations in, almost kind of center on the courtyard. And he walks over to that one, knocks on the door, and then after like a moment, the door kind of like cracks open. He kind of like whispers in, kind of, and then the door's shut. And then he kind of stands outside the door for a little bit. And just kind of like nods to you guys with like his halberd in hand.
Good evening. Morning, I guess.
Yep, you as well. He'll be with you in a moment.
Who? King Khazrak.
Both of them.
Awesome. Just wait here then, I guess.
Yep, that's what I do.
Okay. Not need an apple. That's good. He's
Yeah.
just gonna turn around.
He's gonna like. After a moment, the door is opened and Khazrak opens the door, kind of like nice and wide, and kind of motions for you guys to come in.
Everyone's gonna bow.
As you guys kind of like make your way across the courtyard over to there, you see kind of one of the far right rooms, Queen Belabeth and Princess Coel, kind of walking arm in arm. She's kind of like Coel is kind of just like laughing, and as her mother kind of like smugly kind of walks by, and she kind of like does like a to you guys, just like a little nod tilt, and Coel kind of looks at Briar and just like and it just does a little fluttery wave as well back to you. But they just kind of walk across over to the kind of far back left room, and then as they walk by, then you guys enter the room.
Could Dom make a quick check to see if he saw that interaction?
I'd say
between the two
passive,
of
you'd be
them?
able to recognize what happened.
Dom would just push Bree, he would just get behind her and just like push her just a little bit faster as he waves at her.
Okay. Right, you guys.
So we're in
make
the
your
study
way
now,
into
right?
That study, yes. And he, Khazrak shuts the door as all of you kind of gather around. The king kind of like reclined in his chair a little bit, one hand on his desk. Morning. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Thank you for seeing us, relatively unannounced. Question. Can you make this room as secure again, or would it be better if we were to utilize the council chambers, the Grand Hall?
I can assure you this is as safe as it always will be. It is almost a redundancy for me to do any kind of dispelling.
Very well.
We are in private council.
Then I have garnered some interesting information. Last night, I was able to communicate with Elizabeth. And she is confirmed.
As you kind of
She
say
is.
that, King Cantonias kind of like leans forward in the desk, and then you also see Khazrak kind of like adjust himself.
She has confirmed that, first off, she is relatively safe, all things considered. King Vath is deceased, and his death was a result of her concern for her country and people.
That
To
was
what
the
end now?
latest report that I've received. Then Kazrak kind of speaks up.
How is it that you are able to speak with her?
Dominicus has made it available to me through his memories. And through those memories, I am was able to familiarize myself enough to communicate with her. I know I've conveyed my ability to communicate telepathically at least once, but that's something I say with confidence, of course.
She's quite resourceful. And did she say anything else? Does she know who did it?
You see as Kazrak kind of like adjusts himself again, kind of takes his head down a little bit.
What she implied was that it was her looking out for her country and her people, the kingdom that she cares for. The kingdom that she too hopes to see united. She implied that it was of, if not her own hand, but her word. The king's motivations for the war would have doomed the people of her lands.
I've heard that as rumor, but do you think that means that she had it arranged as such?
The implications are warranted. The only thing that I can imagine is that the reasoning was superlative. I don't know for sure. I don't know how. But something very dark is transpiring on the other end of the continent. And with what Asher told us this morning, it might stretch beyond even the scope of the king's power when he had it still.
Kazrak kind of steps forward and then he kind of like bows his head.
I would be careful with allegations such as this. We are safe in this room, but should rumors such as that spread out into the country greater, or the continent as a whole, that could put the Queen in unnecessary danger. I am not sure how much of this is known within their country about the means of the king's death.
I wholeheartedly agree. Precisely why I wanted assurance that what stays in this room stays between only those in this room. It has to be handled delicately.
Well, if we are speaking openly and honestly,
he kind of turns to the king.
I have been in communication with Queen Elspeth since the party and Dominicus has first stepped foot into this castle. So if such allegations are true, I feel I am partly to blame for the perhaps drastic and harsh actions of Queen Elspeth, were it to be true. I made her aware of her son.
The king kind of shifts in his chair.
And does she know how I feel about it? I have divulged as much as I could. Of course, I can't speak for you, but
He kind of takes a step forward.
I feel that I know you well enough, and the heart you have for not only your kingdom, but also that of Sehath's, and for her.
King Cantonite's gonna bounce his head a bit. And then he kind of raises it.
I understand that you mean well. But please let me know when you do such things. It's important that I know. These are very delicate times.
Well,
I understand
funny
your
story
grace.
about
Huh?
that. Funny story about that. I've acquired more information, not on purpose, but I've stumbled upon some visions of the convoy moving through. They're not afraid of your guard. They're running from something.
Yes. In my conversations with Elspeth, she said the king had gone too far in his war efforts and dabbled in making armies beyond the purviews of normal recruitment. And I think that had begun to get out of hand and reckless. I think that is probably part of the reason why she has acted, perhaps in the way that we seem to believe she has.
What exactly are these armies? From what I saw, they said they did not rest.
I could not glean from her what the extent of that is, but all I know is that it is not good, and it is become uncontrollable. In his desperation for power, I think he had gone too far.
Well, the information is in your hands, but I would suggest going along with maybe reinforcing the armies there and helping these civilians. Because whatever they're running from is, if they fear it less than an armed checkpoint, then it might be bad.
I will include that in my formal announcement. It is set to begin soon. I need to speak with you in regards with how would you like to go about this?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously this changes a lot of things for you. Once this gets out. Not only you, but your companions.
do whatever I need to save the innocent lives that are at risk.
In the same token, you are putting some at risk. I will do what I can to ensure your safety.
Some at risk. Who would that be?
Anybody that could be used as leverage. You, any of the party, any of your loved ones. Those that don't see eye to eye on the matters. Those that don't believe that you are the link that could be peace for the two nations. I just hope that many see the potential that you are for that peace.
Do you mind if I talk to my party for a moment?
The room is yours if you need it.
Just a
The king
moment.
kind of stands up from his desk, then kind of puts his hand along Kozrak's back, and they exit. Room is yours.
It may put you guys at less of a risk if I take a break from the Fated Five for a while.
Are
We're
you?
in this together.
The Fated
couldn't
Four don't
ask
have
you.
doesn't have the ring.
I can't ask you, though, to put your loved ones at risk. Briar, I know your loved ones can handle themselves. But I couldn't imagine if something were to happen to you, or your little one, Asha. Same as that beautiful woman that I have yet to meet for you, Rowan.
I think she's in good hands. You have yet to meet my father.
And Coria can take care of herself quite well, as long as she has a heads up.
Whatever you decide, I'll let them know to be more weary, more aware. But there's no way we're going any further without you.
I appreciate that. You guys have saved my life. You are the closest thing to a family I can think of. I just didn't want to pull you into something that you didn't agree with.
I mean, that could be something we could talk about another time. I was gonna suggest, well, that'd make it easy. Whatever you decide, Dom. We got your back.
Okay. Then let's do this. He'll knock on the door, kind of letting them know we're good. And
They open the door
come
and just
back in.
nod and come in.
I apologize. I needed to.
Unneeded.
Make sure everyone understood the risks. We're ready.
then it is time.
I shall stand by your side. Do as you ask.
He kind of motions to Khazrak. Khazrak kind of storms out the room. You hear just a few moments later, and kind of this like moment of just like standing around, like the kind of pre anticipation. You hear a few horns blare, kind of signifying that there's an announcement to be had from the king. The king kind of marches through the halls, leads you down this like long, like doorless hallway that leads to the balcony overlooking the city. He has you kind of like wait kind of in the battlements for the kind of like before the overperch, so you're not just there right out of the gate. You hear as the horns kind of blare, and then they come to like this crescendo of like, okay, the king is now ready to speak. And with that, the king marches out to the balcony, kind of like waves to the people, and you hear like a little bit of like kind of cheering and just kind of like the roar of the crowd. And you can hear there's a significant number of people out there kind of waiting to hear what the king says.
Citizens of Kinghaven, the good people of Eswind, the king and the council has convened. We have addressed many of the concerns that the people have. Our wise council, through rigorous conversation, of course not always seen eye to eye, but one thing we can agree on is that Eswind is strong. And Eswind will remain strong. But Eswind will also remain good. Many of you are concerned about the encroaching borders, the armies of Zahath. We will retake Riverend, drive them back to their home. We will reinforce Midcove, and we will fortify the entrance between Doriath and Westwatch. I know many of you are concerned about that encroaching army, but something you should know is that that is no army. They are refugees fleeing the Mad King, a Mad King, as you've heard, who has been slain. And hopefully with that, the dwindling of this war and the encroaching peace is imminent. Stay strong. Stay hopeful for peace. Don't give in to the bloodlust. Another factor that you should understand.
He kind of motions for you, Dominicus. Do you step out?
Yeah.
You step out kind of alongside him, and you see the massive crowd of people, like terrifying, just like somebody who's tried to stay unseen for so much of his life, being seen by so many people, and they're quiet, this quiet hush that's over them, like, who's this? What is this?
This is my son, the Prince of Eswind. But something else you should know. He is also the Prince of Zehath, son of the good Queen Elspeth. There's this like quiet, almost audible gasp, like whoa, from the crowd. One day it is my hope that he will not only rule Eswind with the good heart and strong hand that I know he has, but also unite the two countries, if we would allow it. But that may reside on our letting down our fear. That encroaching army of refugees. If we will not approach them with fear and anger and retaliation, but with peace and kindness, people just like you and I, extend to them your hand. End this war.
He raises his fist in the air.
No swords, no war. No swords, no war.
And then some of the crowd kind of like raises their fists in the air as well.
No swords, no war. No swords, no war. Thank you. Go with peace today. And may the light shine upon Eswind and its people. In and upon and through. Take care.
He turns. And walks away.
Can Asher do an insight check on the crowd to kind of get like a general feeling of how they're feeling about all this information?
While you can't see them because you're not like overlooking the balcony because you weren't like asked to come up and be seen by the people, from what you can hear, and Dominicus would probably be able to glean this by a little bit more, but it was about 50-50 of the people like actually kind of chiming in with that chant.
Dom would wait until the king had walked away, and he would still stand there, kind of looking at all of them, and just kind of raise his fist up as well.
Yeah, with that, there's like, while there was like 50-50 kind of doing the like no swords, no war kind of thing, it's now about 40-60. 40 being the no swords, no war. Like, they're just unsure. They're just unsure. Like, who's this guy? What? Excuse me? A prince? And between the two countries, it's a strange anomaly by any means. But there's a celebration. You hear a few people, while King Cantonias is known as the Good King, you hear a few just like muttering through the crowd, "Good prince, good prince."
Can I get the vibe as if I'm allowed to say something, or should I leave it at that?
You kind of get the vibe that it was like settled on that, but you may if you would want to.
I want to say something, but I can't remember the exact. Okay, I have it. Can I say it?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Stage is your young prince.
Yeah. So as it's starting to hush and people are not sure of me, Dom will recite the poem that was said to him multiple times. It will be a king that will meet, not but one land's need, but have hearts and eyes of both across the sea. It will be an heir, a seed of a fair king and a fair peace, to calm the warring sister sea, and end the plague of violence, and bring forth an era of silence. And he will bow, and he will walk away.
There's it goes from that like 40-60 to about a 60-40 of like this general approval rating, and the vibe of that. And with that, we will conclude. Sky is just like, where's the assassination?
There's
That's too
always
easy,
a new
Sky.
stuff. I'm
That's
so
too
happy.
easy. That's
I'm
too
so
easy.
happy
You
that you're
already
not
had
a
an attempted
cliche.
one at the end of the last episode.
I know, but like I love that you're not following cliches, and it makes me
Never
so
do.
happy.
Never do.
Because I'm like, I'm there. I've got my ward ready to try to throw it out. Someone's probably gonna die. I'm sweating.
no.
Oh,
Much worse. Much worse.
yeah.
That's
they
far
live.
too
That is
simple, my
worse.
dear. Far too simple.
Oh,
The prince is known. The good Prince Dominicus. All right. All right, guys.
It can't be
we'll
that
see
easy.
Knife left outside.
Can't be that
You
easy.
guys are so
It's not.
suspicious. Why can't there be good things that happen in the campaign, huh? Why can't there
I mean,
be?
Very
this
true.
is a good thing, but this went too smoothly for how much the council was against it. We'll have to
He didn't go against the
I guess.
council. He said exactly what the council convened, mostly. And he gave his 2 cents. He is king. He's allowed to do so.
It's very true.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
I don't know.
You guys are
I'm
so
suspicious.
nervous. What do you mean? You're so nervous. This is, what do you
I
mean?
don't
You guys
know.
you're in league with a
What's-
prince. What do you mean?
What's going on?
I
in
sense
that
no
head of yours?
danger here. What's going on in this head of mine? Stuff
I'm
that's
in
been going on
danger.
since the beginning of this, my dear friend. Since that's been going on since the beginning.
Asher,
The
watch for poisons.
foundation. The foundation of this campaign. One of them. One of the foundations. And it's all working according to plan. What if it can be a good plan? What are you guys so nervous about?
I don't know.
All right, guys.
I don't
Thanks for
know.
tuning in. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you guys have your own theories. And I mean, what can you even know at this point? You know,
Speculate.
unpredictable.
Oh, before we go, I want to let the community know something. We've changed up our character cards. They are now ranked up to level 7.
That is true.
And we've added a fun addition. So typically, for our fighters and our barbarian and all of us, you've been able to see our health and our ACs. Now for spellcasters, at the very bottom, you'll be able to see our save DCs. We think it's a really fun addition.
Yep, spellcasting save DCs. So yep, a little helpful. It's the little die one on the spellcasters or anybody that can use such a thing. So yeah. Don't forget, as always, exclamation point hero forge or exclamation point minis. Same thing. Exclamation point candles. Get yourself some smell good candles from Wick and Skull. And exclamation point Discord to come hang out with us. We'll probably be hanging out in here for a little while, some of us, and then we'll probably hop over to lounge and we can have some discourse over Discord about the discourse that occurred through this course of this campaign. See what I did there?
Something more
Discourse.
peppy.
All right, guys, and then stick around. You know, we're gonna show somebody some love with a raid. So I will see you guys in the next happy-go-lucky, lovely, everything's going so smoothly episode of legendsofaelos. Dun 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 dun.